So I'm out here on a trail today, and I spent a little bit of time to map out the course of where I wanted to go and how I was going to get from point A to point B. It's kind of a big route, kind of a big loop, and I pointed it out, and I'm coming up on one of those areas where there's a intersection in the trail. So this is the intersection, and I realize, I'm using Google Maps. This is a nice paved trail, but it turns out that's not the one I want. According to the route that I want to take, I got to get on this trail. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I have this nice paved trail, and the one that I need to take is literally a mud walk. So I contemplated for a while actually taking the easier path, the one that's paved instead of the one that is all muddy. But and after all, that other path is literally right on the other side of this tree line. So that would seem to be the easier way to go, but unfortunately what you don't see here is, it follows a parallel path for a little while, but then starts to veer off. And I realized that the only way to get to the destination I want to get to is I got to go that way. Now the easier path kind of stays in the meadows, and it's wide open, and it's light, and it's bright out, and you can see all around you. However, this path is a little darker, taking you through the woods, kind of into the unknown, and certainly not as bright, not as open. You can't see as far. But check this out. As soon as I get into this path, the first thing I see is new growth. And if I had taken the other path, I never would have experienced this new growth. And this new growth wasn't in the wide open pastures. It was in the dark forest. Shh. Do you hear that? See, if you're brave enough to take the muddy road, God will lead you to places like this. Places of quiet, of beauty, tranquility, rest. He said, "Come all ye who are weary, and I will give you rest." He will lead you, even in the midst of a dark forest, He will lead you to these quiet places of rest along your journey. If you're brave enough to take the muddy trail, these are the type of places that God will lead you to. Places of splendor and beauty and majesty. Places that can only be reached from the harder trails, the muddier trails, the one I chose to take today. Check this out, that muddy trail, turns out it wasn't all that long after all. You see, God's not going to leave you on the rocky, muddy trail forever. Before long, He's going to put you right back on solid ground. In Psalms 30, verse 5, it says, "Weeping may tarry for the evening, but joy comes in the morning." All right, so here I am back home on solid ground, but I still have evidence of my journey kind of all over me, and Teresa's not going to let me go in the house like this. But I still got mud all over my shoes and on the pants. But that's how God is. He brought you through the journey, but He still leaves evidence of that journey on you. And the reason behind that is someone's going to look at this and say, "Hey, you went through the muddy trail, didn't you?" And that'll give you the opportunity to be able to share that journey with them, to be able to share how maybe you're hesitant to even take that trail, but once you had the courage to do that and the faith to do that, it wasn't long before God showed you the new growth that was in there. And you went a little bit further, and He showed you His splendor and His majesty like we saw in the stream. And it wasn't very long. It seemed like it was long. It seemed like it was a trudging trail while you were in there, while you're in the dark forest. But it didn't seem like it was that long before you were back on solid ground. And that is a testimony to someone who's going through it. And maybe that person that's going through it didn't choose the path. They just found themselves on the path. And you are that encouragement and that testimony. If you've gone through it, then they will go through it.